Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 38. I wanted to just apologize for posting so late. The last couple of weeks have just been crazy busy with work and family, and I actually just watched Love After Lockup today, and today is Wednesday. Now I'm filming this video on my lunch break from work as I take a walk. So if you hear any wind or any, outside noises like crickets or whatever, that's because I'm out on the walking trail filming this video while I am on lunch. All right, so let's get into this week's episode. The episode starts out with Raya and Troy, and the show picks up right where it left off. Um, the woman is crazy. Okay. When this season first started, I was absolutely positive that Karen was going to be the problem. But I find that I was, minus the whole Karen walking around with her jacket unzipped and boobies hanging out. I thought that was a bit much and a little gross and probably done purposely because she had to know that that blazer or jacket or whatever was unzipped. That really kind of ticked me off. But anyway, we find out that Zerai, I don't know shit. I still can't get it right. But anyway, we find out that at some point when Troy was in the jail, she cheated on him. I guess at some time she told Troy about cheating, and Troy told his mother, and his mother convinced him to just try to work things out. Karen was on the phone with Yana. She told Karen about this relationship, and Zariah goes completely crazy. She's in the bedroom acting an absolute fool. Meanwhile, when Karen tries to have a conversation with her, she starts screaming at Karen about, you guys are on some bullshit, good and daggone well about this affair. I had already told Troy, who already told you. I mean, a whole lot of screaming and hollering and just pure craziness and disrespect. While Troy is outside hearing all of this and not wanting to really have to deal with it. And I felt for him. I really did. He seems to be a nice man who doesn't want to deal with a whole bunch of bullshit. He's been in jail for 7 years, hasn't had the opportunity to see his daughter. When he went to jail, she was 7 months or something like that. The day started out so promising. The man had a smile on his face. He was so excited. He was going to get a chance to see his daughter. And it ended up with him being completely disrespected by his insecure, out of control wife. I mean, she really acted a fool. And I was thinking to myself, ma'am, well, now we understand why you're acting so ridiculous about Yana. You know you cheated on him. Yana knows you cheated on him. You know Yana wants her child's father back. So that's why you're so concerned, I see. You're a little bit of a cheater and a complete jackass. I think all that screaming and yelling at him that she was doing is projection. I think she's feeling inadequate. I think she's jealous. I think she's insecure. And I think she feels completely guilty for cheating on him. Problem is, with these insecurities, she's creating more problems for her marriage than necessary. None of this had to happen. None of it. She could have got dressed, caked on all that makeup, sprayed some more spritz on that raggedy ponytail, and carried her ass on to see his daughter. They could have been back home by now. I just don't think that Troy deserved this treatment. Yelling and screaming at him, throwing that ring to the ground and telling him to get the fuck out of her house. It was a full-fledged, grown-up temper tantrum. I think that she was being extremely unreasonable. None of this is cute at all. Troy does not deserve this. And I think the WeTV people realized that she was acting a fool when she told him to get the fuck in the room. She screamed at him like he was her child. He came in the room, she shut the door, and she started just berating the shit out of him. The WeTV people came knocking on the door, trying to get her to come out of there because, nobody wants him to get hemmed up in any situation and then end up going to jail over her bad temper and insecurity. Personally, I think the WeTV people should quit filming with them until she gets some anger management classes and some mental health treatment. Anyway, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Julian and Christine. I'm good. How are you? So that was a guy riding his bike. All right. So Christine has been out for 3 weeks. She's got herself a job at a tavern. And when she said she had a job, I was super excited. I said, well, look at you, Christine. You go, girl, get you a job. But then when she said it was at a tavern, I said, oh, I hope that doesn't mean that she's going to be, taking sips at work. And I hope it also doesn't lead into anything else because it's just my opinion. I have no proof of this. I don't think that she's clean, in my opinion. I have no facts. So she says that she does live upstairs, trapped in the attic when Julian's children are over. She says that while she's up in the attic, or the third level of their apartment or townhouse, whatever, the kids are down there, pretty much oblivious to her being there. And she says she's up there for 5 or 6 hours at a time, and she can only come down when she's sneaking out to go to work. I said, whew, that would be hard for me. It really would. But at the same time, as a mom, I wouldn't want anyone with her record who also cannot be around her own children around mine. No. Julian says that he hadn't told his ex-wife, but then he told her that they were dating. He didn't tell her that she was living at his place, but he said that he told her, and his ex-wife Googled her, which is what any mother would do. You damn right. You tell me you dating somebody new, I want to know who it is. Because at some point they're going to be around my kid probably. But anyway, she Googles her, sees her past, and she is not here for it. So therefore, he has still not told her that Christine is living in the house and that those kids have been there while Christine is in the house. But later, we find out that every day this dude is dressing up, pretending to go to work. I said, well, shit. That's crazy as hell. This man has lost his job. He has been laid off. And maybe that explains why he was arrested allegedly stealing at the Walmart. Maybe it's because he doesn't have a job and they're out of money. He says that he's got about 2 months, maybe 3 months worth of severance. After that, they won't be able to pay the rent. He is parking in a parking lot doing a job interview from the car. I said, good luck, Julian. You need a job and a mental health counselor. You have got to get your benefits back because relationship is not going to work. And Christine, working at the tavern, downloading all her business to her coworkers, she's got them believing that Julian is some kind of controlling monster, which I'm sure that means that she hasn't told them about herself, the 6 banks she robbed, and her 3 children that she cannot visit. Anyway, he messes around and accidentally tells her that he's got an interview, which he then ends up having to confess to her that he got laid off. I think it was stupid that he thought that he could keep that a secret anyway. You live in the same house with this woman. How long were you going to pretend to get up and go to work every morning? Christine says, well, what are we going to do? She's upset because she says, how are you going to pay the rent and her attorneys? And I said, holy shit, she is officially the breadwinner now. So can she come downstairs? What are you going to do? I mean, if I ended up being responsible to pay for the rent, I'm coming down the steps. I'm just saying. Something else I thought about. You have her hidden upstairs, but you're filming a national TV show. So at some point, your ex-wife and those kids were going to have to find out anyway. And if I was one of those kids, I would wonder, what's the noise going on upstairs? There's no way that Christina, the way she is upstairs and not making noise. I don't know. This is one couple that I think something is not right. I think that Julian is giving me creep vibes. And I think that Christina only latched on to him because she thought he had some money and that she was going to be able to use him. That's just my opinion. What do you think? All right, moving on. Kim and Joey. All right, so Kim is still a fool. I would just like to remind you, Kim is a single mom of two young boys, 4 and 5, I believe. She is a teacher's aide, not the actual teacher, but a teacher's aide, making $15 an hour. This woman has been taking care of Joey while he's in jail, putting money on his books. She also bought him a car, a new phone. Yes, she put the location on him. Yes, she put those air tags in the car and inside of his bag. But still, she's taking care of this dude. She has been allowing him to drive and drop the kids off at school. Not me, girl. Well, actually, I would never talk to him and he would not be in my house either. But he damn sure ain't getting in the pick up drop off line with my kids. Anyway, he tells her that he's going to the shop because he needs to get new tires and he needs her card. And she said, all right, but be mindful, don't spend too much. And she gives him her debit card. I think to myself, are you out your damn mind? One of his crimes was identity theft. You're giving a identity stealing addict, habitual cheater, your debit card. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. She says that she has spent a total of $15,000 on him, and ever since he has gotten out of jail, he is continually shopping and spending her money, just draining her life savings. Now I'm gonna tell you, no way in hell that Joey would be fucking with my money. Okay, you're not about to play with my heart and my money. Anyway, this dude goes to the car shop with some of his prison friends, some dudes he met when he was in jail, and decides that he's gonna buy not only fancy tires, but 24-inch rims to go on his Nissan. I said, nah, bitch. No, you not. No, you not. I'm screaming at the TV saying, boy, what? $2,200 that he put on that girl's debit card, talking about he wanted to do something nice for himself. Well, see, here's the problem. When we like to go out and do something nice for ourselves, we usually use our own money, okay? Not one penny of that has shit to do with you. This man would be back in jail because as soon as I seen a charge come across my account for $2,200, I would report my card stolen and fill out a police report. You are going to jail. And I'm telling you, before the police could even get there, his shit would be on the lawn, and I would have already called his mama. Please come and pick your little bitch boy up. I am a single mom, and this motherfucker just spent $2,200. Absolutely not. While he's at the shop, we find out that this dude is having communication with his ex, who knows all about Kim, but she doesn't give a damn, right? She wants him, she wants them to get back together, and he's acting like, oh, I would never cheat. I just want to be with Kim and the boys. I really like the dropping them off at school and picking them up and all of this stuff. I just need to meet up with her for closure. Closure, my ass. I have a big feeling that one, he is already back on that stuff. Because if you look at him now, and especially in the confessionals, versus when she picked his plump butt up from prison, he has lost a shit ton of weight. His face looks a little sunken in, and his eyes look a little, yeah, honey, he's back on the stuff. In my opinion, I'm just saying, my opinion could be wrong as hell. I'm wrong a lot. But anyway, when he gets home and she voices her concerns or her anger over the fact that he just spent her money, he says, oh, I just wanted to do something nice for myself and she should just get over it. Really? I tell you, somebody would be hurt that day. And it would be him, because I would well up against his fucking head. I don't play them games. Now, I normally do not condone violence. But if you play in my fucking face, you just spent my money, and then you're going to tell me to get over it, I'm going to bop you upside your fucking head. That's you get over it. While he's in the kitchen cooking baked potatoes in little bowls of water in the microwave. I said, ah, shit. He is prison cooking in your kitchen. Why couldn't you had, put the baked potatoes in the oven? You hadn't even put the meat in the oven yet, but you got cooked potatoes. So the potatoes will be cold by the time you get the meat in the oven and cooked. I don't I don't understand. Anyway, she says that he told her that the tires were going to be 500 anyway. All he spent was an extra 1700, and that, she should get over it. And she said, you know what? It wouldn't be a big deal if you were contributing. You don't even contribute. You just take, take, take. And she's got those two kids. And no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. His mom would have to come get him ASAP. She's talking about them having a wedding and a reception party. I'm like, girl, this is going to be your third marriage. Do you really need a wedding? One thing that he said that I agreed with, head your ass down to the courthouse. This is your third damn marriage. You don't need a big old wedding. And I'm sure your daddy don't want to come. I mean, shit. Anyway, Kim is a fool. Moving on. Hope and Arthur. Okay, so first of all, let me just say I am really rooting for Arthur. I like Arthur and I like Troy. I think that both of them just want peace. They don't want a whole lot of arguing, fussing, and fighting. Um, we pick up the episode where Hope is actually wearing clothes that one fit, two, they cover her up. She's not showing any skin whatsoever. They end up going to a Muslim church, and this is where my ignorance shows. I think it's a mosque. I'm not really sure. I'm not really very educated in the Muslim faith, but I don't think that they call their houses of worship churches. But just for this video, I'm going to call it a church. So he ends up going there and he feels so much peace. He feels in touch with his touch tones. You know what I mean? He feels comfortable. He feels at home. He's getting back to his roots. He's able to have the conversations with the Lord that he needs to have. He's just feeling more like himself, which is great. Now, Hope, who unfortunately, she informs us that she used to go to church, but someone at the church SA'd her, which, dear God, I am so sorry that that happened to her. I'm sorry if that happens to anybody. And I hope that she's able to reach out and get some help. Anyone who has ever been in that situation, please get help. You do not have to deal with this alone. She ends up talking with a nice lady named Martha at the church. We also find out that in the Muslim faith, I guess, there's an entrance for the men and an entrance for the women. And the women pray in their own section and the men pray in their section. So it's a little bit of separation in the house of worship. So she's telling the lady about her life and her past. And she says that she's paying for everything. And Arthur doesn't have a job. He's not paying for anything. And the lady said that he should be ashamed because in their faith, in their religion, the man is supposed to pay for everything. And the woman, if she works outside of the home, her check is her check. She lets them know that that's not how it is in her relationship with Arthur. And she brings it up. And I thought, well, this man is going through some sort of mental health situation right now. Not only is he going through some mental health issues, he just got out of jail, and he informed us in his confessional that he has applied for 113 jobs, and he has only had 5 interviews. And so far, he has not, gotten a job, but he is trying at least. What I did like is she did end up taking him to a sewing store so that they could have a little class on how to use the sewing machine. And the problem I had with it is she was pressuring him to get down on one knee and propose to her like he did his last relationship That lady got a proposal and she was on Instagram and she was a horrible girlfriend and she was toxic. I deserve better than her. The thing is I think that Hope is extremely toxic. And I don't think that she is a good fit for Arthur. I don't think she cares about him as much as she says she does. I think that she just cares about herself. You cannot see that this man is struggling. He tells her that he's not going to get down on one knee and propose to her. He's not ready to marry her. He says, I am not whole. Why would you want us to get married? And I said, facts. Say that. The man is not whole. You just embarrassed him by bringing up the fact to his face that he is not paying for everything. Oh, I talked to Martha and she said that you should be ashamed because you're supposed to be paying for everything. You just did that to him and you think that he should want to marry you? I wouldn't want to marry someone who didn't feel that they were whole, who didn't feel that they could contribute what they felt that they should be contributing. If somebody is broken, they need to heal first. I think that Hope is extremely broken and she needs to get help. And he also mentioned, you're hiding me from your family. Why would you want to be all over Instagram getting engaged when you won't even tell your family about me? And Martha gave Hope a lot of good advice. She even told her, do not convert to this religion if it's not for you, if it's not what you want. Don't do it for a man because it'll never work. And the only thing that she got out of that was Arthur should be providing. I am so over her. More than anything, I really wish that Arthur would have gone home with his mom because that's what he needs. He needs family love and support. He needs his religion, his church, and he needs a really good therapist. Hope is not it. Anyway, get down in the comments. What did you think of Hope and her behavior? Why can't she just let him breathe? Give that man a moment to pull himself together. This whole time I'm walking and talking, I totally forgot about Shante and True. And Lord, how do you forget about these two crazies? First of all, Shante, I really wish you would turn your brain all the way the fuck up. Because clearly the pilot light burnt out on your damn brain. It's not even a flicker of light. I don't understand it. She is trying to act as if she doesn't really know what they're gonna do. Should I be with him? Should I not? She let him stay the night. She said, oh, you didn't even sleep on the couch like you said you were, but I really enjoyed the snuggling at night. And I said, what? A dude like True, are you kidding me? First of all, he would have never been able to dawn my door and cross my threshold. You really? Okay. Anyway, she tells him that she's got an ultrasound appointment, which I was also confused there because she didn't go to her doctor's office. And I know that I gave you the spoiler alert before, and I was saying that she was pregnant with twins and she ended up losing them, but now she's pregnant again by him. Anyway, I was thinking, why is she at this ultrasound place and not at her GYN's office? But I do realize that they do, my son's 22, like I said, I do realize that now they have these fancy little places that you can go to just get an ultrasound whenever. But I didn't think those were covered by insurance. Anyway, she tells True that he can't come in for the ultrasound because she's not really sure if he's going to be in it for the long haul. And this is something she needs to do on her own. And she gets to the ultrasound place and she goes in there and she sits down and then she says that she feels alone and she wished that True was there. So she tells them, never mind, I'll be back. And she goes outside and lies to True about having the ultrasound and tells him that the babies are fine. First of all, if you're so fucking lonely, why didn't you just text him and say, come in and enjoy the ultrasound? It doesn't make sense. Then she comes back out and tells him that she has planned a family game night and all four of her kids and her two grandchildren will be there along with her best friend. I said, wait a minute. This does not compute. Wait, you are not sure enough about him for him to come in to see an ultrasound of the babies that belong to him, allegedly, but you are fine with him coming to your house, hanging out with your children. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Anyway, True is a fucking liar and a loser and a user. And she is an idiot. Okay? This man is never going to do right by you because you have zero standards. Okay? My mom told me a long time ago, a man will only treat you the way you allow him to treat you. If you keep putting up with bullshit, disrespect, and cheating, why should he stop? Why? I know she's going to take me back. And that's exactly what's happening with True. So he's at her house, kicking it, laughing and joking with the kids. They playing games, they doing charades, good times with the grandbabies. And her best friend says, where do you work? Casino. Casino? She said, you gamble? He says, yes. She said, well, where do you work where they give you a W-2? I said, yeah, where do you work where they give you a W-2, where they give you a little health insurance so you can put the babies on the insurance? Her friend says that she knows that Shante knows in her head and heart that this man is not good for her. He's not right for her. He's not going to be right for her. But she doesn't want to be alone, and she wants to keep this man and be a family with him. It's stupid. Her friend clearly has more sense than Shante will ever have. Yes, I couldn't hear you. What'd you say? You know what the iron pony is from here? Yes, if you keep straight, go all the way around, you're going to come to a bridge, like another one that looks kind of like this. You're going to go all the way around. You're going to see where the Waffle House is. If you keep straight from the soccer fields, it's going to be on the left. It'll take you all the way to Iron Pony. You're welcome. All right, a little lost boy on a bike. Well, teenager on a bike. All right, so, really? I better check the time for my, oh crap. I've got 17 minutes and I need to be back to work. Okay, so I tried. Anyway, I gotta multitask. I am so busy for the last couple of weeks. Work is kicking my ass. Anyway, he tells her that he might be going back to jail because he's been violated by his parole officer because he didn't tell the parole officer that his mama put him out and he's not registered his address. I said, that's why he's at your house, man. He's homeless. Okay? Anyway, he convinces her that she should rearrange her damn schedule, her children's schedule, and her work schedule to drive 5 hours to his town so that she can go with him to see his parole officer. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I knew she was going to do it as soon as he said it. She tried to act like, oh, True, why didn't you tell me? I can't believe you waited. Now I got to do this. Now I got to do that. She was going to do anything. Wait, this dude flies like a speed demon. Gets to the town before she gets there. Ends up talking to some girl, hooking up with this girl, a little makeout session. And then he meets back up with her, and she's a fool. So when her and True were talking, he was telling her that he has some baby names. And since the babies are twins, they can name one True and the other one Truth. I said, oh, God. Then he says, well, if we have triplets, we can name one True, Honesty, and Genuine. I said, absolutely not. How about false, fraud, fake? Get the hell out of here. True is ignorant, and he's not for her at all. And her low self-esteem is really bothering me. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.